He's the ranking member on the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman, thank you very much for being here. Your thoughts on this day as we're watching all of this historic action happen?
Well, we don't know a lot more than we know. I mean, and that's the biggest challenge right now. I mean, how much damage has been done to Iran, to the Iranian regime? Have the protesters and the people who were, protesting against the regime, are they organizing to rise up? Is the regime at risk? What is their missile defense capability, their missile launch capability? And then of the, over a half dozen different countries that they've struck, Israel, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, etc., what is the damage there? I think it's pretty clear that nothing decisive has happened right now in the short term. So this is going to go on for several more days. And we absolutely have a full-scale Middle East war right now. I mean, we will see how countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE respond to the fact that their territory has been attacked. But certainly the entire region is now engulfed in a conflict, and we can't be sure where that's going to go in the next few days. And the last big point is on the munitions. What does Iran have? What do we have? Who has more and who can outlast the other, I think, is going to be a major part of this conflict in the days and maybe weeks ahead.
Are you clear on the objective from the administration's point of view on how they briefed, what they said the objective is from the U.S. side, what the objective is from the Israeli side?
No, we are not clear on that point, and that is a bit of a problem. I mean, most of the talk has been about Iran's nuclear program. I mean, that raises all kinds of concerns about why this approach to deal with that nuclear program, but also the president has talked about Iran's ballistic missile program, and he's frankly talked also about regime change. So I don't know that he's clearly stated that this is a full-on war for regime change, but it certainly seems to be that way. This is more than the one-off strikes, more than an effort to contain a nuclear program. So it seems like we are in a full-scale war with Iran where the goal is regime change. And if that's the case, this could last a while, and it raises the significant challenge of, okay, let's say that we don't accomplish regime change. Then what have we accomplished? What would be a compromise that would be acceptable to stop the conflict? Or does it just go until we topple the regime or we lose? So no, we don't really have clarity on that from the president, and that's really important in terms of understanding what our troops are doing and why, and also, back to the point I keep making, what are we going to need in terms of equipment, munitions, and money to fight the fight that the president wants us to fight here?
Mm-hmm. And are you convinced that the nuclear threat was real, reconstituting itself in the wake of the strikes in June, and do you believe that, as the administration did, that Iran was kind of dragging things out as it often had?
Well, I think it was real, but it wasn't imminent. It was what it's been for quite some time. Also, it's worth noting that, I understand that in terms of dropping the bombs where we wanted to drop them, and in terms of our military carrying out the operation, Midnight Hammer did what it was supposed to do. But I think we can all acknowledge at this point that Midnight Hammer was a failure. I mean, the point of Midnight Hammer was to stop their nuclear program and to prevent a wider war. It did not stop their nuclear program, and I can't do the math off the top of my head here, but something like 9 months later, here we are into this wider war. So, yeah, I think Iran's unwillingness to completely abandon their nuclear program was a threat. It wasn't an imminent threat. They weren't like a week away from having a nuclear weapon.
Congressman Adam Smith, we appreciate your time. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.